So, what inspired you to write Tummies Flip Heart Skip?
Well, I was really fortunate to get to go through somatic experiencing training, and communities and schools supported that. At the time, that was about in 2005, 2006. I was one of very few people in that training that worked with kids. A lot of the training was really focused on adult work and the importance of kind of really helping people get into their bodies and be attuned to their sensations, be able to kind of track how their sensations moved and shifted and changed. And yeah, that was before the term self-regulation was even, a term, or trauma-informed schools was even a term. But I was working in the schools and I was really interested in bringing this work to the kids that I served and to sharing it with the people that I supervised. So I started by creating a game. Like, it's called the Sensation Game. Then I worked with an artist to create a poster of kids, and it's, full body poster looking at how they were holding their body and what sensations that suggested. And always wanted to write a book. I actually started this book working on it probably 10 years ago. And then about 3 years ago, I decided I'm going to give it a try again, and Free Spirit Press picked it up. And it's been a really great experience going through the last couple of years, seeing that come to fruition.
Thank you for sharing that. What message do you hope that children and parents will take away from your book?
Well, certainly to help kids really be embodied, to notice what their body's telling them, to really listen to that, and to learn a variety of ways to help regulate and respond to whatever's coming up in their body. There's a huge amount of information that comes from our body to our brain. And so I really want to encourage parents, encourage adults, teachers to help kids slow down and really notice and listen to their body. And then they have so many more choices in terms of what they want to do to help regulate and work with that energy.
What gaps do you see in the emotional education for kids, and how does your book address them?
Well, again, developing, that our physical sensations is really the language of our brainstem. And the education system has really embraced the idea of identifying feeling words for emotions, being able to articulate those. But I don't feel like there's been a wholehearted encouragement to really develop a language of sensations and to help kids really notice what their body's saying, noticing their body language, being able to reflect that back to them. All of that helps kids better understand what they're feeling, understand their emotions, as well as understanding what they might want to do in order to feel better if that happens to be an uncomfortable feeling.
Are there strategies families can use in a daily way to be able to help their kids name and process feelings?
Absolutely. I was talking with a mom and her son the other day, and she was talking about him feeling really anxious about starting school. And so they put on some music and had a dance party. It's like, I've got all this energy, all this anxious energy. I need to do something with it. And I loved that. I really appreciate when parents are listening to what their kids are saying, how they're describing their emotions, and then figuring out, okay, what's a fun, playful way that we can work with this energy, and do something really constructive. And those are lessons that kids are going to take with them into adulthood. They're going to realize that there are such a range of things that they can do with those emotions. Schools, therapists, that's going to serve them really well to help kids be more embodied and to really be mindful. And when you're noticing your sensations, you're in the present. You're not worried about what's happening in the future. You're not focused on what happened in the past. You're really getting into your body and noticing how you're feeling in this moment.
Very good. A couple little fun questions, and then like one that's more process oriented. So, what's your favorite illustration in the book and why? And then, what were your favorite books growing up? And then finally, where can people find your book?
Well, I was incredibly lucky. Free Spirit Press connected me with an artist, Vivian Miniker, and she uses these bold colors and really kind of fantastical images. So it's not realistic, it's very much fantastical and whimsical. So probably my favorite one is Scared. And what she did was she put this girl, the main character is a girl. We kind of follow her through these different emotions and sensations she has. And she's in a little boat on a big sea with a giant wave. And when you look inside the wave, there's a giant octopus. And so the book describes her physical feelings that come up as she's feeling that sense of kind of overwhelm and fear.
What were your favorite books growing up? And then where can people find the book?
My favorite book as a parent with kids was called Quick as a Cricket. I don't know if you've heard that one, but it describes all of these different emotions and the ways that they express themselves physically. And it's just an adorable book that normalizes all those ranges of emotions and sensations.
And then finally, where can people find your book if they want to buy it?
Well, it's currently available at all the online stores for pre-order, and it's being released September 30th. Book People is going to be hosting my book launch, and that will be on Saturday, October 4th. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've invited a I've invited Michael Romero, who sings children's songs and uses puppets, and he's going to be kind of co-presenting with me. He's written a new song just for the book called What Are the Rabbits Feeling? And so we'll be listening to him, we'll be doing some movement, I'll be reading the book, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Pretty cool.